What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Cam ATL, and welcome back to another Prize Picks video with your boy. Drop a like down below because I already know you're gonna love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment anything in the comment section to enter your name into the $50 giveaway that I do every single week on this channel. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And first things first, first thing that I want to mention here in this video, because I know a lot of people, right? Regardless of how well the player prop duel does sometimes and I'm talking specifically CS:GO, because everybody wants to just ignore how amazing it's been in MLB, and they want to pick out little times where CS:GO doesn't work out. Yesterday, oddly enough, I didn't get any comments about how well it did on CS:GO. I won a ton of money off CS:GO yesterday, more than MLB. And normally MLB is way ahead, just because of the quantity that I bet CS:GO. I don't bet a large quantity of CS:GO. I'll normally find four picks I really like and then mix and match. But CS:GO smashed yesterday, dominated. And guess what? Multiple of the picks I loved for their overs, their team was projected to lose. Ended up easily hitting their overs. So just multiple satisfying things happened yesterday. I didn't get any like amazing comments about CS:GO yesterday, which is a bummer, because I always get really quick messages when CS:GO maybe misses a pick or something. I always get quick messages talking about how I missed one, but I didn't get anything talking about how great it did. That's crazy how life works out, man. PropsMadeEasy.com, advanced data driven tools, man. At the end of the day, every single sport for every single tool on here is backed by a ton of data showing you whether the data is backing a player or it's not, and puts you in position to be successful betting on these smart plays backed by that data and AI algorithm and all that good stuff to put you in position to really be successful. It turns you from a basic better, just looking at Vegas lines and making decisions just based off Vegas lines, looking at last five, looking at last 10, and betting on a very rookie level. That is a very rookie, um, half-ass way to do player props. Instead of just relying on that, it immediately brings all that data that you would be able to accumulate from an all day's work immediately in front of you and shows you, boom, all of this data combined puts this player at this projected stat, shows you exactly out of a huge slate of games, shows you the best value that you could possibly ask for in each category. All right, let's start for today at MLB. Now, as I always say, pitcher fantasy score, hitter fantasy score are always going to be the highest over differentials and the highest under differentials. Okay, that's solely on the fact that it's a fantasy score. Okay, there's bigger outcomes that could happen, big margins of outcomes that can happen. So that's why the differentials you will see are bigger. As always, I recommend you take the algorithm's best projected for fantasy score. It takes a ton of data. It simulates games 10,000 times to the play level, also gives ideas that way through projection. So, like, for example, the Props Made Easy tool is taking Boston versus Toronto and has simulated that game 10,000 times down to the play level to give you an idea of, okay, how does this guy fare majority of the time if you're looking at this game 10,000 times? On top of that, it also accumulates data from, recent performance, history versus right-handed pitching on the road, at home, every single form of data that you could possibly look at, and also adds that in. So not only do you have just all the data that you could ask for here, but you have simulation 10,000 times added in as well. It's just really, 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 like, just a lot of information is taken into these picks. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to look at hitter fantasy score, pitcher fantasy score as like okay, out of all of these picks, which do I like the most, and which ones, like the few that I want, which few do I want to add into my combos today? And do any really stick out to me as like, that's amazing? And yes, one does. At the very top of the list, Rafael Devers. Once again, we did it yesterday. He hit. Again, we're coming into this looking at it like this. Look, and I'm just going to go over a basic level. I'm not going to go over every little bit of data that you could possibly imagine. I'm obviously not going to simulate this game 10,000 times in my mind. Impossible. But with all that said, he's projected almost 11. Rafael Devers is expected to have a fantastic game today. Lefty-righty matchup against Bassett. Bassett has always struggled on the road versus lefties. If you look at his career numbers on the road versus lefties, over a 5.3 FIP, over a 1.4 WHIP. He struggles versus lefties, especially on the road here, and he's in Boston today. Okay, so this is a great spot for Rafael Devers to be able to shine once again. All right, so just off the basic knowledge that I have looking at this and also seeing that the data is highly on Devers, I'm down to take that Rafael Devers. Now, at the end of the day, no matter what you utilize in the industry, no matter what you do, there are going to be times where guys just don't show up. You know what I mean? Well, guys just can't hit the ball that day. Maybe Bassett comes out and just is feeling it. His stuff's moving more than normal, and he's just on point. That happens. Those outlier situations happen, but more often than not, Devers is going to hit here at only a 7 prop line. Absolutely love Devers on the over-hitter fantasy score. Next up, I like an under a lot. I like the under on Johan Oviedo for Pittsburgh going against Milwaukee here. He is traveling to Milwaukee, so he's on the road. His pitching outs is set at 17.5. He needs to go through 6 full innings. I don't see him doing that. Oviedo is a mediocre pitcher at best. On the road here, it needs to go 6 full innings against a Milwaukee squad that will probably get to him. Vegas has the under at minus 125, so they're leaning the under. All right. Data has him at 16.0 projected pitching outs, which is much lower than he needs 18. Data has him at 16. So in those simulations that it ran for this game, out of 10,000 times, it's showing you, look, not only is the data on this, but the simulations also didn't show anything different. Oviedo, more often than not, is going to struggle in this type of position. So under, minus 1.41 differential, under on Johan Oviedo pitching outs, and then over on Rafael Devers hitter fantasy score. All right? First inning runs tool. We have the over on the Astros and the Yankees. Yerkwitty's kind of been mediocre at a 4.5 first inning ERA. Rodon has been dreadful in the first inning, a 9.64 ERA, 7.07 combined ERA, 1.59 combined WHIP. Both offenses have hit the ball pretty well in the first inning. 776 OPS. The odds are high on the over for the Astros and the Yankees. Best under is going to be the White Sox and the Guardians. Both of these pitchers have been solid in the first inning. Both these offenses only have a 694 OPS in the first inning. So not only have both offenses not really been hitting the ball very hard, but both pitchers have been pretty solid in the first inning as well. So under on the White Sox and the Guardians. All right? Csgo, the star of the show yesterday, as always. Okay? The best thing that the Csgo Props Made Easy tool takes advantage of is the idea of Prizepicks lowering players' prop lines dependent on where Vegas sees a game going. So because Zero Tenacity is expected to probably lose this game, I don't even need to look to know with his prop line at 35, his talent level is much too high. So it's expecting him to be projected at 38.67, a 3.67 differential for Brute Monster for Zero Tenacity against Saw. Okay? Once again, if this game happens 10,000 times more often than not, you're going to see Brute Monster have a solid game. But there will be games, obviously, where he doesn't hit. Okay? It is what it is. But out of all of the plays that you have on this slate, the talent level is much too high for as low as the prop line is for Brute Monster here in this matchup. Love the over 35 for Brute Monster here. And then next, I'm going to go an under today. I'm going to go under on the Red Star for Team 500. His prop line is bumped up because he's probably expected to win. His prop line's at 42.5. Most of the time in this type of situation, he's going to drop around 39. So he needs 43. He's projected around 39, a minus 2.87 differential for Red Star. So under on Red Star of Team 500. And then we're going to go over on Brute Monster for Zero Tenacity. As just like everything, y'all, you got to stick with it. Okay, if you utilize CSGO and some days one of your guys miss or blah blah blah. Also, don't run six mans every damn day. Stop running six mans every day, and when one CSGO pick misses, complain about it. Play two mans, do different mixing and matching. That way, if one set gets ruined by a player, the other set might hit, and so on and so forth. We have had so much success with CSGO. I love CSGO. I think the CSGO tool at Proximate Easy is absolutely amazing. That's why I'm just like, every single time I get the chance, I'm like, look, these are the plays. Trust in the tool, ride with it, just like I did. Look, I'll have a couple down days in CSGO and then boom, hit for 1,000. You know what I'm saying? You got to ride the wave. You got to understand that it's betting. Sometimes shit's not going to happen. And I'm sure if one of those picks misses, I'm going to have comments quick in the comment section. But none of that really matters to me. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like I said, look, people would rather complain about things than be happy about things. That's what I've noticed online, period. People are so quick to be like, oh man, like, let me go on here and comment, oh, this guy missed. Ha ha ha, you suck. You know what I mean? When in reality, like, I mean, it's betting. What do you want me to say in that situation? You just want to try to bring me down when life is great. Proximate Easy tool has won me a shit ton of money, personally using it, period. If you've joined Proximate Easy and you've really utilized it over the long term, you know as well. The results, we'll go to the player prop chat in a second and just go over pure results from members in just a second. Luis Suarez for Gremio, under 4, 2.5 projection, minus 1.45 differential. Let's do a recap. Rafael Devers over 7 is the number 1. Johan Oviedo under 17.5 pitching outs is number 2. First inning runs over on the Astros and Yankees, under on the Marlins and Rangers is the best under. Marlins and Rangers. For CSGO, we have the over on Brute Monster and the under on Red Star for 500. And for soccer, we didn't have any WNBA. For soccer, we have the under on Luis Suarez. Player prop chat. Let's check it out. Green light, that tool does not disappoint. Presto, boom, and congrats. Couple two-mans, very nice, beautiful. Jay Pitts, $40 to win 1,000. Kirby was the only hiccup. Tool seems to be high grade again. Very nice, very nice. Risky, but another night at the office for the tool. Big sip, congrats. Nice W's. You're running some big 6-man and 5-mans. Lower that down to some 2-mans. Just that way you can raise your consistency even more, but I'm glad to see you hit. Had a long cold streak but didn't give up on the tool. You can't. It's betting. Sometimes shit just happens, but you stick with it, man. You continue to play these smart data-backed plays and you roll with that shit. Period. You just keep rolling, keep grinding. Matthew Imperial Adams, 3,500. Nice dub. Nice dub. Only missed 1. Very nice. Another dub there. Another dub there. Very nice. Let's go. Joshua Bersinas. I'm probably screwing your name up. You ran a 6-man. You know my feelings on that. But congrats. Nice hit. Beautiful. Took advantage of hitter fantasy score very heavily as well. Once again, if you're watching this video, you might be new to the tool. You might not. But I always recommend kind of taking 1 or 2 of the best hitter fantasy. It worked out for you, obviously, and the data more often than not is going to be successful. But you don't want to put all your eggs into the fantasy score basket. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to run the risk of, guys just having off days, which can definitely happen. So there you go. Some successes from yesterday. There was more in last night's chat, but the new chat for the new day kind of restarted that for the newer ones. Thank you guys for joining me as always, man. And as always, propsmadeeasy.com, only $15 a month, the best advanced data-driven tools. If you want to make your decisions based off of data and feel comfortable knowing that you are utilizing not only the best data in the industry, but AI intelligence to be able to run these games 10,000 times and show you what more often than not will happen and combine that into the projection as well. It's just an amazing program to have exposure to. Whether you have a lot of the professional people who do this have multiple subscriptions to multiple things. If you want to have success, you need to be subscribed to the best things that you feel the most comfortable in and kind of combine all the knowledge that you have. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, just use Proximate Easy is the only way to be successful. I will say this, though. The websites that solely show you where the Vegas lines are at and show you value in quotations. You should see me right now. I got my fingers, doing the little quotation things. Those are the ones you need to avoid. The companies that are just like, oh, this guy's the best value because the Vegas line's here and Prizepicks only has this line here. Oh, it's great value. That's what they want to call it. It doesn't matter if it's value or not and where the Vegas line is set. Vegas line means nothing. The only time Vegas line matters is if it matches with what the data says. That's it. Using Vegas lines is very rookie level. If you've ever used sites that just show you Vegas lines and you just go off Vegas lines or you go off last 5 or last 10, you will know firsthand it's not a successful way to go. Period. Whether they want to Photoshop wins or whatever they want to do to act like that's a winning strategy, it's not. Sure, you'll win from time to time because luck happens. But if you play the data and you utilize the most information that you possibly can, you're checking every box that you possibly can, and that's the best way to go about things. Because think about it. If I'm Vegas, right? If I'm Vegas right now, if I was to start a Vegas site, all I'd have to do is, let's say Charlie Morton, pitching strikeouts. Let's say I honestly think Charlie Morton's going to go over 6.5 pitching strikeouts. I'm Vegas. I'm setting lines. I think Charlie Morton's going to go over 6.5 pitching strikeouts. But because I feel that way based off of data, because I feel that way, I'm going to set the line at 6.5 and I'm going to go minus 130 because I know majority of the rookie bettors will see the minus 130 on the under and bet the under. So we'll have heavy on the under when honestly we feel like the over is going to hit. You know what I mean? Like honestly, I could see them doing that because that makes a ton of sense. Because if people are following solely where Vegas money line is showing, then you can alter the lines. You can literally persuade them to bet where you want them to go because people are so rookie level. But now that Props Made Easy exists, they can't just do that because Props Made Easy is pointing you on directions where Vegas line shows an under, Props Made Easy shows over, you go the over and you hit. So like you take advantage of where the data really says, and you're not worrying too much about where Vegas might be trying to manipulate lines. You feel what I'm saying? Anyway, that's just my 2 cents for today. Thank you guys for joining me. Happy Sunday. If you want to play some DFS, join our optimal DFS lines for DraftKings and FanDuel. Go to DFS content. It'll bring you over to greenlightdfs.com, my company, and you can get exposure over there. Thank you guys for joining me as always. I'm out. Peace.